Morning, folks. Welcome to what is going to be a very long automotive adventures with Austin. Today, we're visiting all of the best supporting actors of Old Man's Garage. We're starting our day off here at home. As you can see, it snowed last night here in Central Ohio, so I got about 2 inches of snow on the ground that I got to deal with first. Then we're headed to Jegs at 11th Avenue. We're going to go see Uncle Terry. We got to pick up Oldsmobile 455 rods. Then we're headed from Jegs downtown out to Buckeye Lake to A1 Auto Parts to go see Mark. We've got a bunch of conversations to have about paint and strippers and that kind of thing. And Mark is the best guy I know in the business, so that's who I'm going to talk to next. And then we're going to head up to Uncle Bob and drop off the rods that we picked up from Uncle Terry and have conversations about the Pontiac 350 project, the Pontiac 350 HO project, possibly a Pontiac 455 project, and the Oldsmobile 455 that I'm picking up the rods from Uncle Terry. I will then pick up the wrong rods from Bob, drop those back off at Jegs, and then I'm going to shop. As you can see, I am in my lady's Cadillac. I am not one who typically rocks the rhinestone steering wheel covers. Nothing against those who do. Because her wheels and tires have showed up, and it's time to get those swapped out. Even after doing my super technical, extremely efficient tire sealing technique with the slime, that right front tire still is losing air slowly when it's cold. So we need to get these wheels and tires swapped out just in time for snow. Put brand new tires on a car right as it gets time for snow season, which is fine. So hopefully you guys are interested. I've got a bunch of driving to do. Welcome. Let's get the snow off the car, step one, and then get ourselves a Jegs. That'll work. It sure is a beautiful day here in Central Ohio, isn't it? Well, welcome to downtown Columbus. Oh, salt truck, get out from in front of me. All right, this is the original Jegs store, 11th Avenue, downtown Columbus. Welcome to Jegs. Now, I know what you might be thinking if you watch this channel very often. Austin, how could you possibly be going to Jegs this much? Well, the answer is because I work at a hot rod shop. I own a lot of hot rods. And there's always projects that need parts. And Jegs is just down the street from us, so it's easy to get to. So, got my coffee. Time to pick up some more hot rod parts. Well, apparently, Terry isn't at work today. And he didn't work yesterday. Guess he's taking an extended vacation for New Year's, so good for you, Uncle Terry. Good for you. Also means I'm probably going to get done with my running around longer because he and I invariably end up chatting for quite a long time. So I've got a set of scat rods here. The reason I have a set of scat rods here is the Olds 455 build that we're working on. The 455 crank, scat crank, billet steel crank, was cut for big block Chevy rod journals, which nobody really realized. And when we ordered the original rods for this thing, we ordered actual Oldsmobile rods versus these things, which are our big block Chevy rod journals. So, quick little swap-a-roo. Unfortunately, I got to swap-a-roo them an hour north of here. But here's our new scat rods. Ta-da! With big block Chevy ends. That's all we got to do to fix that. All right, got my rods. Didn't forget my coffee. Next stop is Buckeye Lake, A1 Auto Parts. Gonna go talk to Mark. We gotta talk about strippers. I'm gonna see what Mark knows about strippers. Thanks, sir. Appreciate it. Have a good one. Get on the road again. A lot of driving in today's episode. I'll save you most of it. Fancy schmancy push button ignition. Thanks to the boys at Jegs as always. All right. 70 east, here we come towards Buckeye Lake. A beautiful day, isn't it? Welcome to Ohio in the winter. Alrighty, well, welcome to Buckeye Lake. Okay, well, welcome to Buckeye Lake and the world famous A1 Auto Parts. Oh, while I'm here, I also need some de-icing windshield washer fluid. Don't let me forget. All right, Mark.
Yes.
What do you know about strippers?
Oh well, not enough, I don't think. You've got an old Offenhauser.
This is my old Offenhauser intake manifold.
That is an old Offenhauser intake.
I have thrown everything and the kitchen sink at this to strip whatever the hell they coated this thing with off of it.
Ooh.
And as you can see, it's not great.
No. What did you do here? Bead blasted?
Yeah.
Is that bead blasted?
Done walnut, done aluminum oxide, done all kinds of things. Now on the back side, I used some mildly aggressive paint strippers.
Okay.
And a screwdriver.
Really?
To try to get that down to bare aluminum, and then you could feel like you could see that that's finally gotten to aluminum.
Yeah.
But this is what your top coat is, and then it goes down to this, and then eventually you get to this. But this is like an hour and a half, 2 hours worth of work.
Nice.
Which I'm not going to spend 40 hours rehabilitating
that's
my intake manifold.
Well, you can't acid dip it because it's aluminum.
Correct.
You can't. Yeah. And the paint stripper sort of, kind of. I think they put whatever they put on here. I think it was meant not to come off.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah. It was meant not to come off.
It's meant to be there forever.
So what?
But I want bare aluminum. I don't like that.
No, that's I've never. What that is. So.
Everybody tells me go talk to a guy that knows paint, or go to a place that does paint. Well,
right.
Mark knows paint. Mark does paint.
I know a little bit of paint, and I know a little bit about stripper, but I don't.
Listen, I'm more informed on the stripper side of things.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
So I need help. You're right. I'm out of my wheelhouse.
Well, we'll see what we can come
up
with.
What do you?
Help. Yeah, help. So I've
thrown hardware store paint stripper at it. The stiffest stuff Ace Hardware has.
Yep.
And that sort of did something.
Yeah, because that's sort of, I don't. It's some type of something that was probably baked on from the factory. I would say
it's like not from the factory.
It's not from the factory.
No, because I've talked to other people with Offenhauser intakes, and they're like, "Yeah, mine is absolutely bare aluminum."
Oh, okay.
So this was done afterwards.
Okay.
Now this according to the casting date, was done in 2001, which I believe is pre-powder coating. At least I don't know anybody that was getting powder coating.
Yeah, no,
that
probably is pre-powder coating. So, but that is some heavy, coarse stuff.
I mean, to me it feels like enamel that they used to do back in like the 80s and 90s on wheels.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a little tougher than that. That's some serious. I don't know if that's some serious stuff right there.
Help.
I'll be right back.
To be continued. What you doing here?
Well,
okay. Keep rubbing. I'll come back. I'll be back in 4 hours.
Right. So there's stuff coming, but it's kind of getting, well, it's getting a little soft. And this is, did you try lacquer thinner?
Mm-hmm.
You did try lacquer thinner.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't.
Now this has also been treated with paint stripper.
Oh, so this has got the paint stripper on this side.
Go on the other. If you go on the top
Let's go on the other
side.
side. Let's go on the top side because
this I did not hit with anything.
This one
so like if you want to hit any of this stuff,
so. Because it looks like there might be brush stroke. You know what I think this is? I think.
What do they paint submarines with?
I think this is that like high temp. Pour 15. I think this is like that silver high temp pour 15.
You got a battery for somebody?
Okay.
I think that's what's on there. I'm pretty sure because it's thick. It's
real thick.
I mean, it is super thick.
All right. So for those of you who are not familiar, I am not allowed on Facebook Marketplace. I buy a lot of stupid stuff that I don't need, and I'm horrible on financial decisions. This is an Offenhauser 360 dual quad intake manifold that I do not need, but I had a number of people send me the Facebook Marketplace link that I need to go buy it because I have a Pontiac problem. I own 3 of them, so I needed to have an Offenhauser dual quad intake manifold. Now, I don't really know what I'm going to use this for. If I'm going to put it on one of the 350s, probably not. It's a lot of intake for a 350. Do I put it on the 455 that's in my 70 Le Mans? Yeah, maybe. It would look pretty cool on that, and it would feed that motor pretty well. But it would take me away from the kind of the stock nature of that car because it's a 455 with a quadrijet on it. So it's pretty stockish looking, whereas that would definitely be more hot rod, but no big deal. Or do I put it on another motor that's not disclosed at the moment? Who knows? It would be stupid to build a motor based on an intake manifold, but I've done dumber things. But before I do any of that, that's why we're here. That's why I'm trying to figure out how to make this thing look pretty, because I want this to look nice and pretty.
And you want it. Nothing. So, nothing. Absolutely nothing. Nothing.
That's why I drove all the way out here to see the professionals.
So.
Hang on a second. So much so.
What? Oh, get out of here!
I even wore...
You have the vintage. You've got a vintage. You've got the vintage Stump the Chump shirt. Yes,
I even wore the shirt.
That's awesome.
That's how much I wanted to come out here and talk
That's
to you.
awesome. You do. That looks good on you. Holy crap! That's I might have to resurrect that thing. Hold on a minute.
There you go. That's how you support local businesses.
Yeah,
Am I stumping the chump?
You're getting there. You're getting there.
That used to be the challenge, and I don't know that I've ever properly done that.
No, I don't think you have. No, but you're getting there.
Now, aircraft stripper, you have.
Right.
But it's not
It's
quite the strippers that it used to be.
no, but there is. Let's see. This is not. There is one stripper left out there. Doesn't look like I have any. But if you've, I don't even know if that would even cut it.
Mm-hmm. I have not used aircraft stripper. I have used their other stuff, but
You have used the other stuff.
not the aircraft stripper.
You don't need those.
Because they've taken all the good stuff out of everything.
Right.
That actually worked to strip stuff.
It killed the environment, but it did also kill paint.
It did. It killed it dead. Yeah. And quickly. Hello.
Now this is actual aircraft stripper.
This is aircraft stripper. So we'll see what this does, if it does anything. So. It's like watching paint dry, huh?
I would like to watch paint undry.
Oh, before you leave, make sure you take a bag of popcorn with you back to the shop.
Bag of popcorn.
Oh yeah, big bag of popcorn.
Okay.
Heck yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, oh yeah. It's my famous popcorn.
Your famous popcorn.
My famous popcorn.
You're branching
I
out.
think you've never had any of it. So.
I don't believe I ever have.
No, you haven't. So. Thank you, sir.
One more.
How long does this take to do its
That-
thing?
Well, it shouldn't take too long.
Guaranteed worst in town.
That's it.
All right, try to stay warm.
Oh, we're gonna try. Thank you, sir.
All right now.
Now that's an interesting sticker. Do not use to strip bathtubs.
Oh, well, that's
what that says.
Don't strip your bathtub. Well, I don't know. That's
Right there. That's the warning label. Do not use to strip bathtubs.
oh, well.
Okay.
I mean, I suppose I wouldn't want to strip my bathtub and then get in it and see.
That the top layer
Yeah.
seems
It's-
like it comes off somewhat okay.
Right. Yeah.
It's this whatever this is.
Yeah, it's the next one down. But that's definitely softening it up a little bit. But it's going to take, you're going to have to
Now I did
Yeah,
have a
that's-
couple of references where like just make sure you don't let this stuff strip to bare metal in 45 minutes.
do what now?
It says strips to bare metal in 45 minutes.
Right. Well,
Maybe.
look at that. I'm thinking that might. I mean, we're down to that. I don't know if there's another layer.
Yeah, I don't even think you're down to this piece yet.
Well,
Are you?
yeah, we're past that. Yeah, we're past that piece. We're down into probably. Now let's give it another little shot on that stuff. Let's see if it. So you may.
Just put it in the bath
That's
of
got to
that?
be some of the nastiest stuff I've ever seen on something, because that's just, there's a lot of stuff going on with that.
Well, and like, I mean, I hit this with aluminum oxide just point blank for
Yeah.
a minute, and it literally barely even scuffed that. It did some stuff around it.
Oh, okay. Because there's,
But
yeah,
this piece, I hit-
I can still see you've got some stuff right in here.
yeah, there's
and-
probably been still some media on this damn thing. But
That's crazy. Now let's take one more.
tool is a knife, the official.
Well, no, that's just what I had sitting here. I just wanted to get like a sharp edge. You don't want to scratch it all to hell.
Yeah, I mean, I scratched
know.
the bottom end. Of
Yeah,
it, but
you don't wanna
That's because I
scratch.
was using a steel screwdriver to try to.
You're right. Yeah, you gotta
manually
use a
remove
little
something.
finesse. You gotta finesse stuff a little bit. Sometimes things. Yeah. Right there's the.
Is that good?
Yeah,
as
it looks
bare
like.
aluminum?
It looks like it. It's like we're almost there. Right there, I think, is bare. It's just got this. It's almost like it was like a two-part
Yeah.
stuff. Like they put a base down and then they
Right.
put something on top of it, and because it's definitely got more than one layer, unless they didn't like what they used the first time, and then decided to go to the next level. Oh. You know, I think this is your ticket right here, because
Okay.
it's definitely, it's taken.
Now, will it pull off with something like more like a plastic scraper versus a
Yeah, sure.
steel knife?
Yeah, just something with a hard edge on it that, you know, that's. Yeah, because
Okay.
it's not bad, and then we haven't let this soak, you know,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
long. You know, I mean, like I say, if you taken and just sprayed that whole thing and stuck it in a plastic bag and kept all the good stuff inside there, and then it may just be ready to go when you pull it out. And what
Okay.
you need to do is, you know, get you a real strong bristle brush and scrub it real good.
Okay.
That way you're not gonna scratch it. But that's working.
Okay.
I mean, that's working. So, yep. Like I say, whatever that stuff is nasty. Yep.
Well, at least we're making progress on it.
Yeah. I mean, it's still going to take a little bit of work.
Yeah.
But, you know, you're not afraid of that.
I'm not.
You're not.
I'm willing to work.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're not afraid of that. So yeah, like I say.
All right.
Yeah, I think that stuff's going to work.
So maybe the new aircraft strippers good enough?
Well, I think it will. Yep. Because just like I say, this, I know it's not like it used to be, but this one, you know, the spray can, the gallon stuff doesn't seem to hardly work at all, but this spray can seems to work pretty good. So I think you're, and that's probably all you're going to need anyway. So.
Okay. So I didn't stump the chump.
No, you didn't. I don't think. I mean, you're not done yet, but I think we're headed in the right direction. So.
Yeah. Well, as long as it can, at least it get to the point where it's breaking something up.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
I can get past that stuff.
Yeah.
In the previous video, I tested 2 other strippers. We called them Molly and Destiny. We'll call this one, I don't know, Brittany.
Brittany.
This will be Brittany. We'll test Brittany. And we'll get back to the shop and coat this thing in aircraft stripper and see if the newfangled aircraft stripper can get me where I need to be. Hopefully so. So I'm going to need a scraper.
Yep.
Probably, and
Get
some kind of a wiry brush thing.
Oh yeah, we got all that stuff. But yeah, there's definitely multi-layers. That's some weird stuff right there. That is definitely some weird stuff. Oh, good.
All right, I'll do some business with this man. We'll get back on the road. We got to go see Uncle Bob.
Nice.
Drop off some rods. I'm going to take this as an almost stump the chump.
Almost.
Almost.
Yeah, almost. Close.
50%.
Close.
40%.
Close.
All right, so we got brushes,
Yep.
2 strippers,
Yep. And some all-in-one
and some all-in-one Peak
orange drink.
orange drink.
Yep.
Got it. Tab me out.
All right.
There you go, service with a smile. All you guys that live in small towns or that remember what it's like, that's exactly what it's like. You got somebody that comes out and fills your washer jug for you, helps carry your stuff to the car, takes good care of you. That's why you come out here to Mark. I'll tell you, I grew up in small town America, and these are the kinds of things that I do truly miss, that you just really don't get anywhere else. And I understand the appeal of why people want to come to Mark. Now, obviously, we connected with them through Bill, and he's literally about as far as you could get from the shop, from where we are here. But you know, you support the people that support you, the good people that are out there. You want to, do what you can to support them. So, Mark, as always, I truly do appreciate you, sir. Thank you very much. Now I got about an hour drive up to Bob to drop off these rods and talk to him about an engine project. So, on the road again. Oh, isn't it nice out? Oh, hey, and we got windshield wiper fluid now. Now, some people may want to know, why am I shooting all this stuff? Why am I sharing all this? Well, number one, because you guys watch this stuff.
In a half mile, take exit 126 for Ohio 37 toward Lancaster, Granville. Thank you.
But number two, because I really want to be honest with you guys about what it takes to be able to do this stuff. It's time intensive. It's expensive. This is not something easy.
Take exit 126.
I am fortunate to be able to do what it is I do, and the fact that I'm kind of the gopher guy for the shop to be able to keep things moving allows me to be. Lady, listen.
Road.
Hold on. All right, she's quiet now. But I want to be honest with you guys about what all that goes into this, because a lot of times when you're watching stuff on the YouTubes, it seems like everything just goes all hunky-dory and bing, bang, boom, you're done, right? It's not the case, at least not in my world, not what I do. You know, there's a lot of running around and talking to people and picking up parts and dropping off parts and getting things machined, and there's a lot of moving pieces and parts that it's really, really difficult to do if you work a normal full-time job where you're 9 to 5 kind of thing. Trying to find time to do this stuff is tough. Ooh, man. Picked a beautiful day to do this, didn't I? Fortunately, I'm an all-wheel drive Cadillac, so I'm all right. But that's one of the reasons I want to share this stuff, so you guys can truly understand, like, what happens here. You know, what it takes to be able to do this kind of stuff. So hopefully you guys understand that. Appreciate the coming along for the ride. I appreciate you coming along for the ride. Hopefully you've made it this far. If you have, and you want to continue riding along with me, click on that subscribe button. Hoping to grow our community of like-minded folks around here. So it's always nice to have a new member. If you have already subscribed and you've been here before, welcome back. Thanks for being here. I truly do appreciate you. Your time spent here helps me pay for all the dumb stuff I do. So thank you very much. All right, it's mostly going to be just small towns and that kind of stuff. From here to Bob's, about 45 minutes away.
In 800 feet, turn left onto North Pearl Street.
Okay. Well, it looks like my slowly leaking tire is starting to leaky a little bit faster, so maybe when I get to Bob's here in a minute, we will put a little air in that tire to be able to get back to Columbus, to be able to get this done. Fortunately, we're almost Bob's. There we go, folks. We made it. Oh, do. Hey, look.
Hey, what?
Engine stuff. Somebody broke stuff. Man, it seems like you're not making any progress, Bob.
Actually, I am. I am.
Are you?
I am.
Okay.
I am.
Do you have more or less motors here now than when I was here last time?
The same motor, just farther along.
Okay. Okay.
Well, maybe an additional one or two.
I feel like there's...
I got rid of a couple.
Okay. Well, there's less in the assembly room, I think.
Well, that's just because they're kind of pulled outside. I mean, I got them tucked around the corner there.
Okay.
I got them tucked around that corner.
Okay. You just reorganized. You didn't
Yeah,
necessarily...
I just move them around so it looks like I get something accomplished.
I do the same thing at home. Did you clean the house? Totally did. Yeah. I moved a pile from over here to over there.
That's like sweeping underneath the rug, ain't it?
Absolutely. All right, so I got you some rods.
The right ones.
Hopefully.
The other ones are out in my car.
So
we were supposed to meet each other.
The funny thing is, the rods that you ordered with Uncle Terry that were going to take 3 weeks are those rods. The rods that I ordered after we discovered that we needed to order another set of rods because they were 3 weeks away still are not here yet. The ones from South Dakota are still not here yet.
And these from Terry showed up.
Yep. Yeah. So that's how life goes. I'm glad we didn't cancel that order. So these are hopefully the correct ones.
Hopefully.
My Oldsmobile ones are outside.
Yeah.
Okay. And essentially it was just a rod journal issue, right?
Length.
Yeah. Okay.
Length. Yeah, rod journal length. Yeah, rod journal size.
Yeah. So where are we Oldsmobile wise?
Around the corner. I'm just sitting here waiting on, because I got to take it back out and rebalance it.
Okay.
I got to take it out and rebalance it.
Okay.
And then I got to put the cam bearings and stuff in, but I was wanting to just sub-assemble it.
Yeah. Measure twice, cut once.
Huh?
Measure twice, cut once. What's this thing?
What? That's your Pontiac.
That's my 350?
That's the one that you said was ready to go, which it wasn't ready to go.
It wasn't?
I line honed it.
Okay.
I've done a lot more stuff to it to make it right, make it live.
Really? Okay. So this is the one out of my 71.
Oh, that's the one you said on the floor that you said that it was ready to go.
Okay. So good thing we took it apart.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you already have the camshaft for this too.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, I brought that up last time when you were wherever you were gallivanting around. Okay. So we actually have 2 350 Pontiac projects moving forward up here.
The other 350 project over there is I got to turn the crank and I have not had time. I won't be that done till
Okay.
sometime later in the spring.
Yeah, I mean, my projects are not massively.
I mean, my goal was to knock that Oldsmobile out, and it's
Yeah.
you are fighting with that.
Yeah. Get one done maybe before you go off to your pirating. But we're building 2 Pontiac 350s at the moment, which is weird because most people don't build any Pontiac 350s. But that one is the one that's out of my green car, my 1971 Le Mans Sport. And it's basically a stock rebuild, essentially.
Yeah, you use the stock rods in it.
Stock rods, stock pistons, original rods, original pistons, original crankshaft.
Yeah.
But we had just kind of thrown it back together again, and then it should have been good.
Back together. I wasn't throwing it.
Okay, not we. We were throwing it back together again.
Let's get this shit straight.
There's no we in this. We had thrown it back together again to just kind of get it back up and running, get the car running down the road.
And wait till I get to the rod bearing part of it. Well, we may throw them rods away.
Uh-oh.
We'll see.
Uh-oh. Well, the good news is I have another set of them.
Well, I'm just saying that I haven't checked clearances yet.
Okay. Okay. So we may end up building 2 350s at the same time.
I'm just. It seems like every time I go to put something together, there's a problem with the rod.
Well, then the next thing you're going to tell me is the pistons are too much piston to wall clearance, and then I got to put pistons in.
Well, that could be true too.
I have expensive friends.
Well,
Between you
I
and
only
Terry.
do it one way.
Yeah. And that's true. Do it the right way.
I'm not.
Don't half-ass it.
I don't half-ass it.
chances
I-
a day to win $1,000.
I
I
understand.
can tell story after
Today
story.
would be Friday, though, January 3rd.
Yeah.
I got
It makes
Dodger
sense.
Straits.
That makes sense. So, yeah, so we're building that 350, which is, well, not building it, we're rebuilding that Pontiac 350 for my 1971 Le Mans Sport. It's basically a stock rebuild, cast iron heads, stock crank, stock rods, stock pistons. It's like a 60,000 mile motor on it. Original heads. That car is pretty much original, so we want to put it back the way that, at least that's the plan, the way that it currently is. Now the other 350, the Pontiac 350 that's up here for the HO build, that one we're doing rods. We did a set of Eagle rods. We've got some brand new pistons that are 30 over flat tops. That's going to be more of a 350 HO project, and that one we're going to get a little bit more aggressive on the camshaft setup as well. So we're going to see what we can get out of that. I'm hoping for somewhere in the neighborhood of 400, 425, somewhere in that range, because we're going to be able to twist it a little bit more, and we're going to kind of go for a little bit of higher rev range, but it should be kind of fun. And that's the plan at this point in time, is going to be that one going in my 68 Le Mans, which has been sitting in the backyard, languishing around while we wait on things to get back together again. So those are the 2 Pontiac 350 builds that I've got going forward. I do also, to mention as well, I do have a Torker manifold here for that as well, which is this one here. That is a Torker 2. So for our Pontiac intake showdown, that's an option. And I think this one is an Oldsmobile intake. So I guess the question I would have would be, what do you guys want to see as far as intakes go? That gives me an air gap, a Torker 2, a Performer, and the Offenhauser. All 4 of those I've got currently. What else would you like to see that we can run on like that Pontiac 350 HO and see what makes what kind of power? It might be kind of interesting. Unfortunately, not a lot of people do Pontiac stuff anymore, which is kind of frustrating. You know, most people build power off of Chevys and that kind of thing nowadays. The BOP tax is a real thing. A lot of places don't have parts in stock, and what you do buy for a Pontiac is or Olds or Buick is going to be usually 20 to 30% more expensive than it would be for a Chevy. It's just unfortunately part of the process. But I like being odd and unique, and I am odd and unique. This would also be my AMC 360. which we're also going to be in the process of building. That one obviously needs to be taken apart. I'll probably find a time to come up here and actually do this myself and disassemble this thing and start getting in the process of cleaning it and getting it ready to go. But Mr. Bob here is a worldly man, and he's headed down to Florida here very shortly to be able to go do some vacationing as well as doing fun stuff with Street Racing Channel and Old Man's Garage folks. So, and then he's got Bill's motor that's here as well out of his Malibu. And then we were just talking with Mark at A1, and this is Mark's 427. Ta-da! Now this is fired up, and it is a roller cam, so it doesn't really need any break-in, but it is fired up, and they're doing heat cycling on it as far as I understand. Brand new ATM carburetors on it. It's a 427 with like 12.5 to 1 compression, E85. Should be a pretty stout little machine. This is going in his very, very nice 55 Chevy. That'll be really cool to see that thing back up in action. But Bob's a busy man. He's a one-man band when it comes to the machining side of things up here and all this stuff. So, you know, priorities are tricky. Also, parts are tricky. If you don't have parts, you get stuck. And, you know, with this Oldsmobile, we've been kind of stuck for like the last 2 weeks waiting on rods. We thought we had it licked. We ended up having the wrong parts, so.
This is the top rings. These were the oil rings.
These are my bearings.
Yes, these are the ones you
But those are
brought.
for
Those are for the other ones.
3 at the HO, okay.
And so now it was like, well, where's the head bolts?
Okay.
We have a timing chain for this.
Yes. This gets us.
It gets us the rod bearings put in. The mains is already done.
Okay.
And done. Hopefully the oil pump and all that stuff and gasket kit and all that stuff. And front timing cover.
Yep.
Timing chain is all out there. And front timing cover and head bolts, head gaskets.
Yeah.
So I mean, so I don't have to stop.
Yeah. That's what we want to. That's what we want to do.
I'm, you know, I'm a strong day away from having that assembled.
Okay. So we're still possibly looking at before you take off. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, that would be my goal. I mean, like, I've been trying to work on some of your stuff over the weekends, and then when I get tied up, like I'm waiting on Billy for parts for that big block. Bill doesn't know what he's doing for sure on the small block, and I'm trying to juggle several things here, you know.
Yeah.
Of course, my number one is Bill and Billy.
Yeah.
And hopefully Mark's dyno's good, Natalie's, and then back there. We get the parts for it next week, and then we got to dyno it, and it'll take a couple days. I'm just doing all I can do.
Yeah. Why don't you have another one of you?
No, I don't know whether my wife can handle that. So.
You know, I always just see people slap stuff together. Bob.
Fuck that.
Everybody just slap. We're just gonna slap this engine together. Yeah, right.
They come work with me a day or two, and they learn something.
Yeah. I could.
I got the number 8 rod on that one there. That's the 555, I believe it is. It goes into 55.
Yeah.
I got the number 8 rod, and the rod is fucked up.
Great. So full stop.
Full stop. Worked all afternoon putting those rods together and putting them on them pistons, and the rod is fucked up. And then there's 2 different sets of rods in it.
Oh my God.
Which I could have handled that. I could have got by with that idea. But
Yeah, but now you need another set of rods and take it all back apart again.
no, it ain't together.
Yeah, but
It's just the idea of all the stuff,
yeah, and all the progress you were going to make. Nope, no, you're not. Unfortunately, that's a lot of what your life is in the machining world. Mm-hmm. It's make a little bit of progress, stop. Make a little bit of progress, stop. That's tough.
A nickel forward, a dime backwards.
Yeah. And then hopefully it stays out the door long enough that you can make some progress on something else.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not planning on breaking anything. I'm not going to push my stuff nearly as far as some other people do. So, now, my Offenhauser intake manifold.
If I drive that Pontiac next year, I just hope it ain't on there, because I like what I got.
Well, so that's kind of a conversation is like, Does it make sense to put that 455? Put that on the 455? Put another motor together completely
I don't
for
care
that?
what you do. I just don't want you.
Don't
if
screw up that car.
If I'm going to run that Pontiac in the Nationals, I want to go back with what I had.
Can it be a little bit faster?
No.
I feel like it needs to be a little faster.
Why?
If it was like a solid 1250 car?
If I was going to do anything, I might put a ATM carburetor on for a few weekends.
Change it just for the weekend? All it could was give us the ability to play around with a lot of stuff. So, would you... And it becomes a time conversation. So it's like, would it be smart to take that motor out, refresh it, have everything put back together again, test everything on the dyno, and then put it back in the car? Or just pull the intake and the carb and put a new intake and carb on it and play with it in the car?
Because we might, at the rate we're going, we've missed the Pontiac.
That's the problem. We want to go to this year's Pontiac Nationals, which is in July, and we may run out of time, which is crazy to say in December. But all right, so don't screw with it. So I'm gonna pull the Quadrajet off of it, and I'm gonna go through that and make sure that it's happy and healthy. I've got a little bit of a mist that's still there somewhere. I got to figure out where that is. But I haven't done anything on that motor in 5 years.
My friend Doug at ATM just send you a carburetor.
Well, then I got to change intake manifolds, and that's gonna pick up power if I switch intake manifolds.
That's okay, but consistency will be better.
Yeah.
I gotta go.
All right. Well, here you go. There we go. You see the process in motion. That's how this all works. Standing around talking. This is my other 350 Pontiac here, I believe. Yep. It's my other 350 Pontiac. That's going to be the one that's going to be the high output version. And by high, we're talking like, 425 horsepower. It's going to be like 975 to 1, somewhere in that range. We've got a set of Silverlight pistons here for it. These guys here. Which should work out very well. We got a set of Eagle rods, which are right here. And I think we did 10-10 on the mains and the rods, so should be good to go. I'm not looking to break the world records here. That's not what my world is. Anyway, now I got to get back to Jegs, return those rods, and then get back to the shop and change out my wheels and tires on that Cadillac. And it's only 1:30 in the afternoon. Plenty of time. Well, we're going to end this one here. I, in true Austin fashion, hit my mode button and turned the rest of the video into slow-mo with no audio. So I did successfully make back Jegs. I returned the rods that I had that were the wrong rods. I did get the tires and wheels swapped out on my lady's Cadillac. Looking pretty fly there. She's very happy with how they turned out, and the ride's fantastic. Actually, I ended up using some super cheap Riken tires, which is the house brand from Tire Rack. But I've been very happy with them so far, and they're really good on this car as well. So I got everything done that needed to get done, and I got all my editing done for work. So go me. It ended up being a long day, but they pretty much all are long days. So we're going to wrap this one up here. Success along the way. I do have 3 sets of head bolts that are sitting at Jegs that I'm going to need to go pick up tomorrow morning, which will be Monday, depending on when you watch this. Unfortunately, we have a snowstorm coming in right now. It is about to get rowdy. We're expecting somewhere between 6 and 10 inches. Between tonight and tomorrow morning, so we'll see how that goes, but I need to get to Jegs to pick up head bolts. I also should be having some other stuff come in that I need to run up to Bob as well, and we'll see whether or not that works out. Who knows how that whole thing goes. So anyway, thanks for being here, guys. I truly do appreciate you. Thanks for hanging around and spending so much time on these videos with me, and I truly appreciate you guys from the bottom of my heart. I really do. This is a really trying month, and I'll talk about that in an upcoming video. But January and February are really tough for YouTubers. So thank you guys so much for being here and spending time with me and helping to support the channel. So I will see you on the next one. I love you. Take care. Bye-bye.